Hello everybody and welcome back to Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader. So we had a fun time clearing out all the Drukhari patrols here. Just had to survive the 10 rounds, which is crazy. Didn't think that was a thing. But here we are, all nice and clean space, you know? So we're going to start things off with the... I was going to say Asari. You know what I mean. The frickin' Xenos crew here. The Augur crew picks up a heavily damaged Xenos void ship among the countless rock masses in the asteroid belt. The Aldari vessel belong beyond a doubt. According to the Von Valencia's archives, about 100 standard years ago, the Imperium Navy set up a barrier in this system against pirates and enemies of humanity. Countless primed mines are scattered among the wreckage. The Voxmaster manages to tune the ship's systems to an unconventional frequency. The bridge suddenly fills with a chime-like Xenos voices. Drawn out and mournful, they sing in an unknown tongue, but every officer on the bridge can sense that this is a dirge. Answering the call, Yurlet jumps to the cogitators, startling the officers on the bridge with her sudden jolt. In the hopes of understanding the monkey technology and figuring out how to help her kin, the Aldari runs in circles around blinking vid screens, but the mysteries of the machine god elude the Xenos. Then, she turns to the Lord Captain, powerless. Yurlet is asking the Alontok to help her kin, who have found themselves in a trap sprung by fate. The Aldari are worn out and weak. Their song is a cry of despair, and that cry is fading. Logistics 55. Orders his officers to establish communication with the Aldari vessel. Inquires about the state of the Aldari vessel. Logistics officers led by Master Helmsman Ravor, are ordered to pilot a course for the rescue shuttle from the Dynasty's flagship to the Xenos ship and back. The Lord Captain orders the servants of the machine cult to prepare a plan for clearing the minefield without harming the Xenos ship. Saving the Xenos is impossible, but at least the system can be made safe for travel. The Rogue Trader orders the minefield detonated, taking the Aldari void ship. The Rogue Trader decides not to risk a team and orders them to steer clear. Let's inquire about the state of the vessel. Hull and engines have presumably been damaged in a collision with a small celestial body. However, it is impossible to prove or disprove this hypothesis at such a distance. The Xenos vessel differ too much from those of the Imperium. Let's try to get in contact with them. However, the Xenos do not respond to the incoming signal. After several attempts, the frequency turns to the Voxmaster as it gets lost, and the mournful song fades away. Yeah, without harming it. There's several hours passed on the ship's clock. The servants of the Omnissiah plan for the neutralization of the ancient mines. Ballistics test succeeded. Success of the operation is assessed as extremely probable. Okay. Lord Captain gives the order to clear the path to the vessel, detonating the mines indicated by the tech priests. On the Lord Captain's command, the ship's cannons fire several powerful salvos. As soon as the shots reach their mark, a cascade of sound explosions erupts within the asteroid fields and spirals around the Aldari vessel. Once the explosion quiets down, the shards of asteroid space debris and void mines dissolve into darkness of the void. A rescue team sets off towards the miraculously intact Xenos ship. However, when the shuttle reaches the Xenos ship, the rescue team reports catches the bridge crew off guard. The vessel's starboard side has been breached by a macro weapons of an unknown Imperial warship. There are no survivors. Shielding her eyes, Yurlet closes them and clutches the spirit stone on her breast. Coming to, the Aldari does not speak for a time. With notes of sadness in her voice, carefully picking her words, she concedes that the Alontok did all they could to save their kin, and yet is the monkey who is responsible for the loss of the Eldari ship. Saddened by the pain and hatred that humans have wrought upon her kin, Irlet quietly leaves the bridge. Sometimes it's simply impossible to outrun fate. Exquisite wraithbone blade fragments and Eldari chainsword. Damn it, dude. I haven't saved a single one of these fucking people. Damn. This sucks. Let's go and scan the planets, I guess. Plasteel, which we have plenty of, and then Smuggler's Cache. 20 swords, 20 axes, 7 flamers, and 7 las guns. Okay, next on our list. Another cache, not explored. Oh, look, another fragment. We have one of those, don't we? Unknown mechanism. Rumor completed. Okay, begin the scan. More plasteel that we don't need. Another scan here. For a modest colony. The scouting team sent to the colony world returns with a decrepit, shaggy, foul-smelling vagrant in tow. The old man hastened toward the enforcers as soon as he saw the dynasty's colors and implored them to take him to Master Voidiger or Lady Theodora. Check the vagrants for evidence of treason. The investigation found no wrongdoing the old man could be held accountable for. His body bears no signs of worshipping the archenemy. He has confessed to no crimes and seems quite shocked at the news of Lady Theodora's death and Votiger's treachery. The harsh interrogation techniques have taken an almost fatal toll on his failing health, yet forced no admission of guilt from him. Fuck. We're gonna question him. During his interrogation, the old man says that he's a loyal servant of House von Valentius. 4 decades ago, he was sent as on an important mission to this system by the Master of Whispers, Voidiger. It took him 20 years to complete the mission. He spent the next 20 waiting for his masters to collect him. The vagrant was an ambitious young spy, and when he left the ship and coming aboard again has made him very emotional. Establish the nature of his mission. Vargren only agrees to share the details of his assignment with the rogue trader himself. If his claims are to be believed, he was sent to recover documentary evidence of House Winterscale's debt liabilities to House von Valentius. Those priceless papers have been stolen by hired agents of the cold trade on Caglios Winterscale's orders. However, instead of being destroyed as he wanted them to be, they were hidden away for the purpose of blackmail. Profit factor +3, hell yeah. The old man describes a long journey full of perilous adventure that eventually brought him to the possession of the documents, which he then proudly presents to you. Astonishingly enough, papers turn out to be genuine. Lavish riches upon the faithful servant and bestow some challenging yet honorable duty upon him. Unchallenging. Promote the Dynasty Lord's servant and assign him to important position. Terminate the traitor's agent, just to be sure. Leave the useless vagrant on the planet. Damn. Do we promote him and make him important, or do we just give him... I think he's done enough. 40 years is crazy. Sobbing old man swears to pray daily for the good health of the new Lord Captain. The story of his amazing adventure and selfless service immediately spreads throughout the ship. Okay. No more anomalies. Anomalies. Okay. Chart new course. Okay, and we can go no further. No further north, it seems. So we're good there. We could go over here. Go to Thessera. Could go to Thessera. And I think we do. I think we go here. And then we'll spend 2 more to make it unsafe. Take 9 damage. By the God Emperor's grace, no perils of war prevented the Vestal from returning to real space. We can take 9 damage, that's fine. So we can go over here next. I think we do that. I think we go bam, 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 bam. So let's go ahead and visit this first. Okay. Ton of planets here. Going to scan. Got Phlogiston, which we need. Adamantite, which we do not. So let's go ahead and 4 Phlogiston. So now we have 5. That was our last one that we could have used, so. Gotta spend everything wisely now. Bunch of crap. Love to see it. Okay. So from here, more plasteel. Nothing there. And then the last planet here. Ooh, not explored. Tiny colony is buried in the enormous yawning pit. The edges of its civilization, civilian structures barely visible even from the shuttle. Explore the surface of the colony. Settlement was destroyed when the ground swelled up underneath it. The forlorn bones of dead colonists are strewn amid the rubble. On the edge of the crater, the scouts discover a tunnel entrance. Apparently, there was an explosion in the cavities beneath the town, whose unsuspecting people fell instantly into the chasm that opened as a result. Near its gaping maw in the shuttle, overturned and blackened by the blast, forever motionless. Let's investigate the shuttle. Adeptus Arbates. Lying next to the shuttle are empty bomb containers and corpses clad in characteristic armor. Void Cluster belong to the Adeptus Arbates. Surviving records suggest the arbitrators who planted the explosives and collapsed the tunnel on top of their dwellers. Hiding from the law. Okay, searching through the papers, you find the demolition plans. The arbitrators knew that detonating the tunnels would bury the colony, but prioritized eliminating the criminals over preserving the lives of the ordinary settlers. The documents also included a map of the Coronis Expanse containing encrypted data. It appears the arbitrators were aware of another smuggler's cache, but in a different system. Investigate the tunnel. We got a trophy. A living snare. Plus 15 weapon skill and strength. Deals 150 more damage. Cybermassive's attack against the apprehended target. Always cancel the target's movements. Critical hit chance. Oh man, this is really good. And then malicious cargo. Miscellaneous cargo. Deep beneath the rubble, the scouts uncover the remains of warehouses, depots, and veritable maze of suspicious tunnels gated with airlocks. Judging by the flattened containers with half-effaced markings, the impressively vast subterranean city belonged to a smuggling syndicate. So let's go ahead and do this here. Cyberdog. We want this one. A living snare. Because it does crazy good. Okay. And then we're done with this. We're done with that there. Now we're gonna go here. Should we make it unsafe? I think it's fine. We can do dangerous. 5 profit factor gained. Lord Captain, our astropaths receive a message from... Oh, Archie on Durongus. He closely studied the data from the incursion on Vavos 6, including the mention of the Zito leaders. He promised to direct the efforts of his aides to identify those enemies of humanity so their location can be determined. Master Scalander is also reporting that Drukhari are getting ready for more attacks on your territory. Information from his aides continues to arrive, and Archie will personally report to you the moment the target for upcoming attack raid becomes clear. The Drukhari excel at catching their opponents off guard, and there will be little time to mount a response. According to Master Scalander, your personal participation in the defense would be best strategy given the circumstances. Blades in the Void. Stop the Xenos raids on your holdings. Lord Captain, this is the Master Helmsman Ravor. The crew is grumbling again, but they've a right reason this time. Our analytics systems have gone totally bonkers. The red robes, tech priests, are blaming the anger of the machine spirits. Allegedly, this is how they profess their displeasure at the crew not being worshipful. We have largely managed to stabilize the output of the augurs and auspices across the ship, but you should know that there's something awful sketchy about the machines these days. I can confirm, Lord Captain, the vessel's analytic systems were behaving incorrectly for a time. The cogitators could not produce statistical data and displayed meaningless numeric combinations instead. The augurs failed to correctly analyze matter and mistook solids for liquids and vice versa. Thanks to the tech priest's efforts, standard operation of the ship's mechanisms have been restored. I'm still registering sporadic reports of similar malfunctions, but we should now be able to handle them. And we took 9 damage. And we're gonna be fighting. Okay. The macro cannon chambers. Well, time for a fight. Is it more warp or... Indeed, it is more warp.
Won't heed your cries of mercy.
More plague bearers. Okay. So, let's go off, Queen. Let's see. Not a lot here. Only the 9 of them. So, Cassia. I'm gonna put you here. So you can kind of hit them all, I believe. And then we're going to go ahead and put Cabela next to you, along with Abelard. Yurlet, and go ahead and be back here. Wilbur, we're going to have you right here. Solomorn, we'll have you back here with everyone, along with Doggy Dude. And we'll start the battle. So Wilbur,
Already
give it to
done.
Cassia. Already done. Go ahead and hit them all.
Face the navigator's might.
Easy. Easy peasy. So we just have these 5 now. So let's go ahead and take this. Well, I don't have any shots that line up perfectly. Cabela can take on that guy. I think we start pumping damage into him. We give take aim to Yurlet here.
I can't do.
We give Abelard
All
the You
too
Serve Me.
easy.
And then we give voice command to Cabela. And then I think that's it.
My faith strengthens me.
Okay, good. These guards can take out some of these. Oh. That wasn't fun.
Weapon at the ready.
Yeah, the guards can clean up some of these other guys. Okay, or he can clean up 2 of them. Just like that. Let's go ahead and apprehend you.
Plato, we're undertaking this task.
Okay. What was that? Yeah, okay, that's fine. We can have Nurgle. Let's go ahead and go here, and then we can hit this with the
Hold the formation.
bleeding blast here. Okay. We have more people. So that's cool. Let's go ahead and run a gun. So we can hit more people with the bleeding blast. That's easy. And then we'll do this here.
It won't take long.
You're let. Let's go ahead and start cleaning up here. So that's a good shot. I think we'll take it.
I am not your zenith. I hear you moving. No more.
Okay, and a missed. Okay, so we can
This
do
kingdom is
the
beneath me.
this, and this.
I deal death with my hands.
Kills him. And then 24. 112.
Stay vigilant.
I don't know where he's going. But he's making his shots. I don't care where he's going. He can shoot from downtown for all I care. These guys are making their shots. Oh, that guard's in trouble. Cabela. Let's go ahead and get in here. I can't get there. I can get here. Can't get there. That's fine, I think. I have 32 movement? Why do I have 32 movement? Why can't I get all the way over here? That's insane. I don't understand why she has so much movement. I'm gonna be so fucking for real right now. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go right here. And we're gonna jump into that
Trust
spot.
me. Killing brings me no pleasure.
Okay. Look at that. It's so... Oh, it's so crazy. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and do this. We can go ahead and do this here on him. Well, we can kill him here. Well, let's go ahead and use
As
this.
a tenant, my blade whispers your name.
Okay. We can just kill him. That's fine. And then I can go here
I shall not fail.
and kill both of them.
Take a knee and bow before me.
I am your blade and shield.
Nah, parry that. And then we can do this.
Caught by the web. My blade whispers your name.
We can do
As
this.
honor ordains.
We can do
Trust me.
this. And we can do
The
this.
shadows will see it done.
That's fine.
Killing brings me no pleasure.
Parry. Parry. Okay, Cassia. Let's see what we can do here. I might have to hit Cabela here with this. But it's too good of a shot to not give.
Now you're clad in scarlet.
Damn. And then Cabela just for... so we've got these 3 here. Do I want to move you? Not really. We'll do this. And then we'll jump there.
I shall not. The other side awaits.
Okay. That does good. And then we'll go ahead and hit this guy here for 30. And then we do this.
Honor ordains. My blade whispers your name.
Damn. How many? He has 2 HP. Let's go ahead and give her a voice command. She's already under it. Okay, Abelard. I think we go ahead and try to charge over there.
At your beck and call. I took care of this one. Indeed. One fewer target.
And then I think that's fine.
Break them around.
This guy can probably hit this shot. Watch him. No. Dang.
A colossal mistake.
Killing brings me
Shut
no
up.
pleasure.
Another scar for my collection.
What torments you?
Look at all these axes and guns and knives and... Oh my lord.
I tire of idleness. Let's move. What advice do you seek?
I want to get everybody in here. Okay.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
And is that it? That's everything? So we just go back. Well, we leveled up. So there's that. You know? Are we level 30 now? Is that official? Go ahead and chart new courses from here. Gives us +1. This. No new routes. So let's go ahead and visit. Let's just take a look and see what's in the Syllabalagalos. Enemies of humanity. Sick. We got some space dust here. Just to collect. Some fuel. These are big old planetoids. Let's go ahead and start here. Go and scan. Nothing there. I did notice that we need 5 scrap to repair there. Let's go and check this big ass planet. I swear, if there's nothing here. You're kidding! Okay. Let's go ahead and go here. Ooh, what is this? Xenotech for 4. Do I need Xenotech? I don't have any things for it. So it's fine. Scan is required. Scanning. Beep beep boop beep boop. We have an unexplored region here. Index of this planet of no particular note. However, the small station suspended in orbit sends a distress call to your ship. The man in the hurried Vox transmission introduces himself as the planet's governor and asks for the rogue trader's assistance in the delicate matter. He promises to supply the details in the private Vox conversation. Study the records concerning the planet. Idix. Oh. It appears Idix recently suffered a major coup. One of its noble families seized power and made outcasts of the former dynasty. Such plots are not uncommon, although notably Edix has become less prosperous under new government. Agree to speak to the governor discreetly. Demand that he have formal talks with you if he has nothing to hide. Decline the request and leave the planet's orbit. Let's talk to him discreetly. The governor transmitting on your personal Vox frequency whispers that Edix's current authorities are not who they claim to be. There's been an uprising on the planet, and the heretical sect has seized control. The governor pleads with you to launch an immediate strike on the governor's governmental palace. With their top tier obliterated, the new authorities will be able to hold onto power. Strike with the macro cannons, strike the station with the macro cannons. I mean, we have no reason to... Whoever the planet's ruler was has been reduced to a little less than a servo skull material. We got some heretic trophies. Heretic trophies. The governor on the station sends you a tearful thanks along with his generous gifts. We can strike the station as well, but let's go ahead and leave the planet. Shift to parts icy void, leaving... Okay. Okay. Cool. So we've got a fight here. A space fight. A fight, if you will. Let's see what this fight has to offer us. It's at 100%, guys. Let's play the game. Thank you.
Finally.
Aldari Shadow Hunter. Looks like my ships are back up and running. Maybe? First Forge? No, it's just the Sword Class frigate. The Heartless is officially dead? That's unfortunate. No, the Heartless is here. Here, lad, can you get your people, please? Can you get them the hell out of here? Okay. So we have two people behind us. Well, one over there, and then this one over here. And then he shot neutron torpedoes. But sir, we have torpedoes of our own.
Torpedoes locked.
Aldari sonic torpedoes too. This here. So let's go ahead and go here. We can hit him with these two. Well, we might want to go this way then. No, we want to go this way. Yeah, we can hit him with both those. Oh, did I hit the torpedoes instead? I did hit the torpedoes instead. Whoopsie.
This one's going down.
Okay. I could ram you. Or I could go here and I can hit you with this. 49%.
Set the course.
Just go ahead and get those torpedoes out of here. And we missed. Those torpedoes might be able to go for this guy. Sword class frigate. Swinging wide. Heartless taking shots. Got two of their thing. I don't know what they did there. Oh, they shot torpedoes out. So those torpedoes... So let's go ahead and swing around.
Lay in the course.
Go and go here. So we can get... Yeah, we can get... Ooh, we can get quite a few shots here. So we got those. We got this here. 67. Go and hit this. This guy's more of a threat. We've got this here.
Fire the last batteries.
I got rid of his stuff there. We got this here.
Right now!
We can launch more torpedoes.
Annihilate them!
Oh, you're going for them. Okay. You could go there, or you can go here. We're gonna go around. Oh my god, that does so much damage. What a long shot. You are also taking quite a long shot. Got quite a few of his shields there. You're also going to take out his shields, it seems. You're going to take another another face full of neutron torpedoes, it seems. Parking yourself right there, buddy. Okay. So, we can go ahead and hit this guy. 7 damage. Let's go ahead and just take him out.
Another enemy sundered by the void.
Ooh, that did a ton of damage. Let's go ahead and launch these torpedoes here.
Unleash our vengeful salvo!
And then we're going to go ahead and go here, hit these guys here.
Time has come.
And then we're going to go here and hit these guys here. And then just move up.
Lay in the course.
Okay. Go here. And then I guess we just detonate. That works. That did a crap ton of damage. Looks like he's going to attack the torpedoes. Or not. Yeah, those torpedoes do tons of damage. That's crazy. Heartless is going to swing around, try to hit this guy here. No. Okay. Our thing is on cooldown here. So we're going to go ahead and try to swing as wide as we can, or as tight as we can, I should say.
Set the course.
I guess we can do it here.
Torpedoes locked.
We want to be launching those torpedoes every time anyway, it seems. Ooh, I actually have shots
Blade
here.
them.
Okay. Didn't realize I had shots there. That's cool. Torpedo can swing around this way. I don't know if we'll have enough range. Yeah, it seems like they're out of range, so. See if I can catch up to them this time. Probably not. Looks like they're staying well out of range. Oh, dang it. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to catch up to him. And I don't want these guys getting in the way. So I think I'm just going to self-destruct here. Unfortunately. What is this? Charge particles whenever the 20% shields is crazy. I'll take that. And then we can hit him with this. Miss. We can fire torpedoes here.
Unleash our vengeful salvo.
We end it. You're gonna go this way. In turn there. Yeah, you ain't getting through these shields, buddy. You is kind of cooked on this one, friend. Oh, he's super cooked. That was such a good shot. Okay. And now he's dead. Boom. Battle over.
Victory of two great dynasties, Lord
Intact
Captain.
solar shells. Wraith bone fragments. We get an Auspice multi-band auger. So 90% hit chance, 5% critical. This one has a 90% hit with 10% critical. Additionally, provides allies with targeting data, increases their lance weapons and macro cannons by 20%, and hit chance by 30%. That's insane. Actually, what a crazy freaking... We're putting that on right now. Holy hell. That's insane. That's crazy. Love that for us. All right. And can we... So we have the First Forge here, but... Can we not outfit our other ships? Interesting. Okay. Oh, well. Well, that's all the planets discovered here. So back to the Coronis Expanse. And then we go ahead and do this. We'll do a dangerous run. Lord Captain, I humbly request audience with you. Proctor Enthar is interfering with the crew and is demanding to see all the archived records of fugitive criminals we have received from the Imperium Navy. The matter is urgent, if you please, Lord Captain. Oh, is it Solomorn? Why not just grant him access to the records? I will meet you both immediately. I have other matters to attend to. We'll discuss this another time. Give the proctors access to the... Just not wearing a separate message, a separate meeting. Why not just grant him access? Access to the ship's archives can only be authorized by the dynasty's heir. I'll meet with you immediately. Thank you, Lord Captain. Okay. We shall see. Yeah, turn that chair around. It's so cool. Your Lordship, Proctor Anthar is interfering in the work of the crew. He is intimidating and threatening them, demanding access to the ship's sealed archives. And as for his dog, Vigis pauses, shifting her gaze to the Cyber Mastiff and tucking her hand behind her back. I humbly request that you take action. What's wrong with your hand? Allow me to explain. The Voxmaster tried to pet Glato, which activated his self-defense protocol. As a result, I had to step away from my duties to have my implants replaced, esteemed Proctor. I already apologized. In any case, what happened was an expected outcome for unauthorized contact with a living weapon of the Adeptus Astartes. Why did you try to pet him? I didn't... This is the first time you've ever seen the Voxmaster so agitated. I did not try to pet him. It is not customary to keep such cyber boosts on the Void ship, Lord Captain. This is my first encounter with such a creature. That Glato, it was following me all over the bridge. And you decided to interfere with his work protocol. Vigis casts Solomon a cold glance before continuing. I had studied the archives and found mention of a ritual to establish contact that involves an offering of physical interaction with the beast. He tried to pet him. You're literally talking about bribery, a pointless act. Cybermassives cannot be bribed, and neither can arbitrators. Just reprimand yourself with the note on your personal file. Glato is a cybermastiff, property of the Adeptus Arbites, not some beast. Solomon stopped interrupting at once. Proctor nods briefly. Solomon, why are you sabotaging the work of the crew? I was compelled to intervene as Glato had intercepted a suspicious signal. The encrypted message contained the words heresy and fugitive. I managed to trace the signal back to the Voxmaster workstation. I needed to dispatch Glato on the reconnaissance mission to obtain new evidence and ultimately to ensure your safety. In other words, he sent the beast to follow me. I questioned the crew of the Voxmaster's absence and established that the wanted bulletins sent by the Imperial Navy were being completely ignored. I suspect the senior officer Toylman is abusing your trust. Solomon, what are you suggesting? Your flagship is untouchable for external inspections because of its high status. The criminals are taking advantage of that, so you need internal audit. You need to pull the archives of wanted bulletins and double-check the crew records. That is the only way to identify and eliminate potential threats to you. This is madness for a ship whose officer corps alone comprises of hundreds of people. The work hours that would be required for such an audit. What do you have to say? It just presses her hands together. Reports of fugitive criminals, which number in the hundreds, are of low priority. What's more, I know the Lord Captain Theodora was most adamant on the matter. If you forgive me, her exact words were, "We are not Grok's damn bounty hunters." The Proctor would know that if he had brought his questions to me rather than interrogating astropaths and comm officers. As for the Vox transmissions, the frequency used by the senior officers is encrypted. I informed the staff of the situation regarding the Voidsman, who was earlier brought before you to the bridge for trial. Need I remind you, Lord Captain, that Proctor Anthar has no authority to access transmissions conducted by the senior officers of the Rogue Trader's flagship, not to mention that the signal was unlawfully intercepted. Were you aware there was a runaway heretic hiding among the ship's crew? No, your lordship. No, Lord Captain. He was not on the list of wanted criminals in the Coronis Expanse. I assume it is because of the related insignificance of the heresies he was accused of by Calaxian authorities. Perhaps Proctor Anthar had information to which the Imperial Navy does not have access to. I've listened to you and I'm ready to make my decision. They look at you expectantly. There's no need for any audit. I trust my officers to keep everything under control. Solomon, you will be granted access to the archives and lead an audit of the crew. Vigis, you and Janris will double-check all of the crew on your own. Do not involve the Proctor. Solomon, this is not some filthy hive backwater. You will cease your self-righteous investigations at once, and you had better hope I have hear no further complaints about your conduct. I mean, I kind of want to have my guys do it, double check. Because honestly, like, this ship's so huge that it wouldn't be a priority. We're not bounty hunters. I mean, they're in the right here. We have bigger things on our plate. So let's go ahead and then. Heavy Sigh escapes the grate of Vigis's Vox. Yes, your lordship. Okay. The machine spirits are skittish today. Oh, you know what we haven't done? Where is Solomorn? Glato's over there. Solomorn is nowhere to be seen. We're gonna go speak to Glato. But first... Well, no, we're gonna go talk to him first. Let's talk to Glato. Oh, Solomon's there.
Greetings, Rogue Trader. I would like to report that Glato and I have finished our initial inspection of the upper decks. The list of infractions ended up being 5 pages shorter than expected. I'm beginning to worry that a servant of the Lex might have little to occupy himself with aboard your ship.
Am I imagining it, or do you seem relaxed?
I doubt such a word could ever be accurately used to describe an arbitrator, but there is some truth to your observation. Since we're not in combat, I permit myself to stand at ease, which is to say, I'm standing by on full alert.
Good, that means we can converse like normal people. I preferred the mission focus, Solomorn. Make a hand signal for understood. No, we're gonna talk normally.
A rogue trader and an arbitrator. You have an interesting notion of normality. Well, I'll try not to disappoint you with my conversation skills.
Tell me about the Adeptus Arbates.
We are servants of the God Emperor's law, made manifest in the Lex Imperialis. The Adeptus Arbates uphold order on the scale of the Imperium and bring merciless punishment to offenders.
What types of crimes do you usually handle?
The most significant ones. Beyond the Expanse, the Arbates not only enforce tithe collection, but also ensure that every planet obeys his law and that the Imperium's authority remains unchallenged. Corrupt governors, crime syndicates, rebels. Not a minute goes by without some parasite trying to take a bite out of the Imperium. We destroy any who dare trespass against the law.
So if you see someone trying to murder an innocent man whose life is irrelevant to maintaining order in the Imperium, you simply walk on by? What about witches and arch-enemy cultists?
Those are indeed the greatest threat to the Imperium, and I never leave a heretic I meet without a bullet lodged inside him. But such matters are primarily handled by other forces, which are influential enough so as not to be mentioned out loud without a reason.
So you walk away?
Unless said man's innocence has been previously established, such as during an investigation. In any other scenario, murder is just a common disturbance. My intervention is only required in the case of an attack on an administratum functionary or some other important figure. Then I must take measures.
Bureaucratic organization. Okay, yeah.
However, if I have an assignment to carry out, I will ignore any distracting factors. The duties of the Arbates are above everyday crime. We collect the tithe that feeds the military might of the Imperium and sustains its authority over many worlds. To be bogged down in trivialities is to commit a criminal waste of time and resources that have been granted to us to serve the absolute of the law.
I wish to ask you something else.
I am at your disposal.
Just how far do the powers of the Adeptus Arbates extend?
Quite far, which comes as an unwelcome surprise to many in the Expanse. The Arbates pass the sentence and carry it out summarily. Only the highest echelons of Terra and servants of the Inquisition and rogue traders here in the Expanse can expect the privilege of a trial. Planetary governors, nobility, clergy, to an arbitrator, they are all equal before the law.
Let's talk about the Lex Imperialis. I'm curious to know how you interpret its essence.
Testing me, are you? That is fine by me. The Lex Imperialis is both a code of law and the word of the God Emperor himself. For millennia, his decrees have been amassed and preserved on Holy Terra, in the Hall of Judgment, alongside the High Lord's orders. It is at once a titanic collection of edicts and a holy text.
But every world still has its own laws. It sounds like if it sounds as if it is impossible to know the Lex Imperialis in its entirety. There's a reverence in your words, feels almost religious. It sounds like it's impossible to know.
It would take longer than a lifetime to read through even a fraction of his law. But there are fundamental, integral prescripts that every arbitrator knows verbatim. These are the Injuncta Cardinal, inscribed on the walls of the Arbites precinct fortresses and etched into our ammo casings. We quote them as the indisputable truth and recite them like psalms as we charge into battle.
Sounds almost religious.
As it should. The codes of the Lex Imperialis are my prayer, and I believe that every arbitrator's service is sacred, for it brings this imperfect reality closer to that inscribed in the Book of Judgment, closer to the God Emperor's will.
But every world still has its own laws.
It does. Your capital world operates under the Lex Dargonus, formed over many generations of the Von Valancius line. However, the Lex Imperialis is the final word in every debate. It stands above any legal directives a planet may have, for it comes from the Emperor himself.
Let's talk about something else.
I'm listening.
What is the mission of the Adeptus Abates in the Coronis Expanse?
To collect and guard the tithe. That does not mean we ignore other violations of the Lex Imperialis. We simply act within the scope of our limited resources, the first of which being our small numbers. Here in the Expanse, many believe themselves to be too far from the civilized parts of the Imperium to have need of the law. The presence of the Adeptus Arbites helps to remind those people that the Lex Imperialis is in effect wherever there is at least one human being.
Damn, that's cool. That will do. I wish to know more about you.
You prefer to have a better understanding of the people you travel with. That makes sense. Ask.
Where are you from?
Port Wanda in Calixis. The gateway to the Expanse, a monumental station, always covered in ships and bursting at the seams from all the dealers, pilgrims, mercenaries, and criminals. Compared to Port Wanda, Footfall is just a lifeless rock in the void.
Where in the Coronis Expanse were you living prior to coming aboard my ship?
On Dargonus, Lady Theodora gave the top level of one of the spires over to the Arbites. A noble house used to occupy it, before it decided to stick its hand into the dynasty's coffers. By offering us such prominent lodgings, your predecessor both reinforced her ties to the Arbites and made an unambiguous gesture toward the nobility. She was a shrewd woman and unforgiving.
How did you find Dargonus?
I must admit, I was pleasantly surprised. I'd expected something far less civilized, given that the Coronis Expanse is on the outskirts of the Imperium. Instead, Dargonus may even compare to some Calixian worlds in status and stability.
How did you become an arbitrator?
How? The short answer is the Schola Progenium. But I doubt you'd be satisfied with that. My father was an arbitrator, a good one, or else they wouldn't have found him in an alley filled with bullet holes. Someone who served with my father told me he was shot with 10 different weapons, and that he took at least 4 of the bastards down with him.
Good shit.
I was sent to the Schola Progenium right after that, and the mentors there forged me into an arbitrator. I was an eager student, thanks to the example of unyielding duty and dignity my father set for me. The only thing I didn't need to borrow from him was hate. He didn't instill that. It was always with me. I never doubted that criminal vermin deserve only execution, but it was my father's death that truly crystallized my hatred, made it complete.
Were you able to get to avenge your father?
No, I didn't want to. There was a time when I wasn't sure what to think of my father's death, or rather, I tried not to think at all. I didn't look into the case, or for any other reason, to go back to Port Wanda. Arbitrators are never assigned to their home worlds anyway. But when I was leaving Calixis, our ship spent several days docked at the station, and so I permitted myself to go to the spot where my father was killed. I stood there for a while, and nothing. I knew that another arbitrator would have already seen the investigation through. I had nothing left to do there.
Hatred does not come from nowhere. It must have been your father's influence. You haven't said about a word about your mother. Who is she?
From what my father told me, she was a principled woman of poor health. She died in childbirth. Not having known her might be the sole regret of my life.
Did you just make up that sorry tale, or did it actually happen? It seems you were born to become an arbitrator.
Born? I don't believe in predetermination, but I know that every man's destiny is to serve the Imperium. In my case, the Imperium deemed me worthy of an Arbites rank, a heavy shotgun, and Glato. Not sure what else there is to wish for.
Fair. I would like a cyber robo-pup. And big shotgun. What the hell? What brought you specifically to the Koronix Expanse?
You should ask the Marshal. I got my assignment, and that is all I know. I assume it's due to my experience. Collecting tithes from worlds bordering on savagery, and where people haven't seen a living arbitrator in 3 generations, is a task best left to a veteran.
A transfer here sounds like a banishment to me. What kind of assignments did you handle before you were appointed overseer in overseeing tithe cases?
I suppose I have what you would call a proven and diverse track record. Investigations, rebel suppressions, punitive raids, dozens of completed operations.
Concludes dryly, without a hint of pride. Have you been on any especially dangerous cases? I would like to hear about your accomplishments.
There was this one time. I was part of a raid on a gang of mutants. I excelled in battle, received an award, and was promoted to Proctor. That is all.
Are you mocking me? You're not getting off that easily. I need details. If your goal was to anger me, you've succeeded. To the warp with your story. Do not reply to me in such fashion ever again. I need more details.
Have you ever been eaten alive? I have. That raid I mentioned was compromised. The enemy had been tipped off to our operation, and we had walked into a trap. Some mutants decided to chew my arm off. That was a mistake. Since I couldn't free myself, I pushed my hand down his throat, grabbed something inside, and used him as a shield. While the thing was gnawing on my bones and spraying me with ichor and my own blood, I opened fire on the rest of the scum. That little maneuver bought my unit a few critical seconds.
I am fortunate to be fighting on the same side as you.
Fortune has little to do with it. You have formed an alliance with the Arbites, just as your predecessor did. My presence here is only the expected result of your decisions.
Be honest. Do you think there's a chance for something to start between us? Something. Let's talk about something else.
I'm listening.
About your cyber mastiff.
You hear that, Glato? The rogue trader himself is asking about you.
Why do you call him Glato?
His serial number is GL80. Glato is easier to say in Gothic. Many give their cybermastiffs striking names like Slayer or Thunder. I'm fine with Glato.
What that dog doing? What that dog doing?
He mostly provides combat support. He is trained in both lethal and non-lethal ways of disabling a target, with the ability to analyze a situation and then decide on a course of action. Glato is a good tracker too, and he can spot basic evidence. He also knows over 100 commands. In general, he is more resourceful and diligent than most people I've met.
Glato Town. What about his augments?
Glato, ready! The frame is mostly metal, with armored plates covering the vital segments. The jaw is reinforced, Crunching a leg off is like tearing a hair out for him.
He turns Glato's head to give you a better look at the fangs. As a terrifying size were not apparent to your naked eye.
I don't even know a tenth of all the things Glato is fitted with, but it's an impressive list to be sure. Take the sensors in his nose for one. A cybermastiff is like an odor analysis laboratory. Alright, that's that. Glato, attention.
What commands does he know?
They range from kill and guard and the like, to more complex guard and patrol protocols. A protocol is a combination of behavioral patterns, which the cybermastiff follows according to the present situation. In other words, I don't have to control Glato all the time. He can adjust and react to the circumstances on his own.
Glato down. Yawns, casually bearing a terrifying arsenal of razor-like teeth. Look at him, he's such a good boy. What a good boy.
That is a useless command, Rogue Trader. A cybermastiff must always be in an advantageous position to attack the enemy. Glato can crawl or move stealthily if the situation calls for it, but regardless, he will not respond to someone else's order.
That will do.
As you wish.
Is Glato fully servitorized? Or is some part of him still a living dog?
Generally, cybermastiffs have all aspects of their animal nature removed, but Glato is a special case. His submodel takes a dog's loyalty and instincts as a hunter and guard and renders them absolute. He is neither a dog nor a servitor. He is something much more. A cybermastiff, a living weapon in service of the law.
Cool. Ooh, awareness text succeeded. Cannot shake the feeling that your question has offended Solomon somehow. There's a certain vehementism in the way he describes Glato's outstanding qualities. Talk about him as if he were a tool. Do you not feel attached to your dog at all?
Glato is not a pet. He is an instrument of justice, as am I.
And you would be willing to sacrifice him for your mission? Did I mishear, or did you just say you consider yourself to be on the same level as your dog? Proctor ever suggests that you are not quite so indifferent to Glato as you want people to believe. Duty comes before attachment to you, I see. Admirable. I will never... I think you like the dog a little more than you think.
Impossible. You found me out. Yes, I am 100% less indifferent than I let on.
He only listens to you, then?
Correct. Both his training and his augmetics ensure that Glato only accepts orders from me or from my superior officers. Apart from having the obvious benefits, it also serves to prevent disarray on missions involving multiple cybermastiff handlers.
I see. Must feel strange to be without your unit.
I've never been a part of a rogue trader's escort before. That said, I adapt to change more quickly than you might think. And as long as Glato is with me, I can handle any transition.
Hello, Glato. Cybermastiff pricks his ears, examining you with an intelligent look that seems anything but bestial. I think we don't do that, because we kind of learned our lesson with, what's-his-face. Does Glato have a favorite type of training, or some other pastime of choice?
Sometimes I let him play with heretics' corpses. That was a joke. If you're asking about entertainment, that concept does not really apply to an Arbite's dog. But I like to imagine that Glato is enthusiastic about training with me, that he enjoys running long distances at my side, and during target practice, he always seems eager to hear me give the attack order.
That can't be all of it, can it?
Fine. Let me satisfy your curiosity. I do have a special exercise that helps to sharpen Glato's hunting instincts. I take a few ammo casings and hide them in hard-to-reach places. One time, after a raid on a manufactorum, I gave him a whole abandoned workshop to run around in, but I also played a trick on him by throwing one casing onto a ceiling beam. Then it was Glato's turn to play tricks. He waited under the beam until I walked up to him, then he jumped onto my shoulders and climbed to the top. He cut my temple open with his claw and almost broke my clavicle, but he got the casing.
Good boy. I thought you and Glato could do your own training ground. I will order a space prepared in one of the compartments and have it outfitted with everything you need.
The equipment needs to be sturdy. Glato is unstoppable when he's not holding back. Thank you.
Give him a piece of dried meat. Looks at the treat with indifference.
Glato is not a house pet, rogue trader. Trying to feed him will get you nowhere. He only eats out of my hands, and only at specific times. Strict training. It protects the cyber mastiff against deliberate poisoning and other ill intents. Basically, don't waste your time or your meat.
Can you pet the dog in Rogue Trader? I don't want to find out. Serve with duty and honor, Glato. I have no need for you. I have other business to attend to.
You know where to find me, rogue trader.
Okay, interesting. Well, doggy. All right. Well, I think next time... Did we did, in fact, go to that other thing here, right? Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so we need to go to this planet. I don't remember why. I'll be dead ass. But yeah, we'll do that. Chart a new course, get a new insight here, because we're definitely going to want to make this unsafe. That's fine. And then from there, we're going to visit this place. We're going to visit this place. We're going to level up. We're going to level up on the bridge. So we're going to level up on the bridge. We're going to explore this system, and then we're going to go to the next system and explore that, and then we'll see where the game takes us from there. That's all I really have for today and next time, I would say. That's all I have planned for next time. But yeah, very interesting stuff. I'll see you in the next one.